College life can be overwhelming with our day-to-day routines. We are in such a rush getting to class, completing projects, and studying for exams that we rarely just stop what we are doing, take a moment, and reflect. Reflect on how we feel about our progress, how we got to where we are today, and what it all means to us. It is truly difficult to find a quiet place, step back from our hectic lives as college students, and be alone with our thoughts. This is the time in our lives where we discover who we really are, what our ambitions are, and where we are headed in our future. Our mission is to open the eyes of our fellow Neumann students and invite them to reflect on their journeys at the sacred spaces of Neumann University.
I think when students enter the reflective spaces, that should be a time for them to reflect more deeply on what the meaning of life is, and depending on which area of the space they are visiting, that they reflect on the image and how that image affects them. Many of the images are statues of people who lived on this earth like us and are now enjoying eternal life with God in heaven. And at Neumann University, that's part of our commitment, that we help people get a greater sense of who they are.
Of all the many sacred places to reflect upon here at Neumann University, the Peace Pole has always been an outlet for reflection, solitude, and finding peace. The Peace Pole is inscribed with many languages, stating, "May peace prevail on earth." Although the Peace Pole is for world peace, I sit near the Peace Pole to find my inner peace. In high school, I lost my best friend the day after we graduated high school. I've never found peace with the whole situation. I didn't know why something like that could happen to someone so young, with so much life left to live. I almost never even made it to college. I was completely broken. I fought through my struggles and got through the whole situation and eventually still made it to Neumann University. I've never been the most religious person. However, the Peace Pole has always calmed me with the thoughts of my own mortality. I'm glad I'm here now, and the Peace Pole is just a beautiful place to get away from this fast-paced environment that we live in now. We live our lives in a complete rush, and we don't give ourselves enough time to really reflect. I like to slow down and think where I've come from, where I'm at now, and where I'm going. Everyone's had their stories, and everybody's had their struggles. No matter what walk of life you've come from, I invite you to visit the Peace Pole and find inner peace, relax, and reflect.
The St. John Neumann Circle has no beginning, no end. Everyone is together, and no one is left out. In the center of the circle, there is a statue of St. John Neumann and Mother Frances. The circle is a big part of campus because St. John Neumann and Mother Frances are the ones who started and brought the university together. When I think of the circle, I think of everything that I have been through with having epilepsy and wanting for so long to be a speaker for epilepsy. I have struggled a lot and have gone through a lot in my life already, but I have always come out on top. After having brain surgery and being paralyzed for 6 months, the doctors told me I would never go away to college. When I pursued my education at Neumann University, it gave me the second chance that I thought I would never have. When stuff happens like that to you so fast, you really have to stop and look at the big picture and reflect. The St. John Neumann Circle lets you not just walk through, but slow down and notice the surroundings. At this time in my life, I feel that having a communication degree will help me with everything I still want to do and succeed at. As I walk every day through the circle, I feel I have come full circle.
You go back to the Clare Garden, there are seats there. Hopefully people will reflect on some of the sayings and see what's the meaning of our lives. How do we experience God in our lives as we spend time?
The poor knew Clare throughout Assisi for her generosity. Students could come to her statue anytime they pleased to have a quiet place to think or to learn more about her life and how she lived back then. I come to Clare Garden once or twice a week because it is a quiet place to think and get away from it all. Clare was known for her kind-heartedness, and when you sit there and think about everything that she has gone through, like how she suffered poor health or how she helped those in need, and demonstrated a life of prayer. Even though she wanted to focus on herself and what she accomplished, I realized that my life is not that bad. Claire always put other people before herself, which is exactly what I do. Claire should have been focusing on her life and getting better, but instead she helped whoever came in need. I have always bent over backwards for whoever needed my help with anything. Ever since I've been a student here at Neumann University, I've looked up to St. Clair, and I hope you all have her touch on your life like she has on mine.
The canticle down in the RAB building is an artistic portrayal of the poem that St. Francis wrote near his death, where he said that calling on all the creatures of God to give praise to God, and that people are coming together. You see two people coming together there where people are reconciled to one another. The mayor of the town and the bishop or somebody was having some conflict, and through Francis's intercession they were able to come together and resolve the conflict. So the symbols around campus, including that canticle, are all meant to assist us to remember the transcendent. We believe that every space is sacred, but there are times when we as human beings need to be reminded that there are some areas that we just need to stop in and experience something of God.
A beautiful yet powerful piece of artwork, the canticle represents the physical and mental healing of all people. The praise and reconciliation of the people in the artwork makes the mural less of an icon and more like a mirror, a true reflection of ourselves. For me, I was weak. I never gave my all in school, or for that fact in any aspect of my life. All this time I thought I was lost, when really I just never tried finding myself, until I found that last piece of hope within me at Neumann University. When I feel lost, I come to the canticle to reflect on how far I have come from my negative outlook on myself and in life. The canticle reminds me of that healing that I went through and that overwhelming warmth and peace that came after. When I look at that glimmering mural, I feel at home with myself. I remind myself that I am in control of my future, and in the end, that I have truly changed who I am.
Neumann University has placed these sacred spaces all around campus to remind students that everywhere they turn, there's always a place for them to reflect. Reflect on where they've come from, what they have been through, and who they are today. Visit one of the many sacred places and relax from a stressful day, and reflect and just be one with yourself. Neumann University invites all of its students, no matter what your religious beliefs are, to visit these sacred locations. Everyone needs time for themselves to collect their thoughts and keep their mind at peace.